All right, there we go. I think I'm in the frame now. Hello and welcome to Project Vayner episode 85. Project Vayner is my documentation of my journey as a content creator towards getting a job at Vayner Media in New York City. Once every month, I'm doing a live episode and I try to invite a guest every time. And today we have another Swede, a content creator, freelancing content creator, just like me. He's an entrepreneur, filmmaker, photographer, Familydad. He has uploaded more than 500 videos to his YouTube channel, so he has a lot of things going on. And I'm super excited to talk to him and ask about how he can keep this consistency by always publishing videos and doing client work and balance all these stuff. First of all, I'm going to show you a little intro about these, or a little guest video about this person. That comes here. And there we have today's guest. Welcome, Issar Cerrato.
How you doing, David?
I'm doing fine, and you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Good.
I trained today, and it was like I need to get back on the training. I've been carrying cameras all the time. I've been carrying kids, and it feels like if I'm not training now, I'm gonna break my back seriously.
Yeah.
So back on the training, bicycling, and such.
Yeah. Another thing to your schedule, putting in training
Another
there
thing
as
to
well.
my schedule, but not that seriously. More like just like eating and sleeping. Add half an hour training. So today was bicycling, and every second day, hopefully, I do some lifting, some heavy lifting.
Right. Yeah, it's some heavy lifting just to have these big equipment sometimes and be out in film.
I mean, yeah, and if you're out there with a camera that weighs around 5-6 kilos through 4 hours, 5 hours, and you have a lot of other things going on in your mind, it's just waiting for that opportunity to break your back.
Yeah.
So I had that feeling, or I had that experience actually recently, a couple of months ago. And I just said to myself, no, I need to fix this. I'm 43 years old, so it's about time. I've been training my life through my whole life, but I need to get back on it. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. You train?
Yeah, I usually try to run like 2-3 times per week, but now I actually started playing ice hockey again after 3 years. So I did the first practice yesterday, so I was exhausted afterwards. I haven't practiced like legs for 3 years since I quit ice hockey. So yeah, it's gonna take a couple of weeks to get into it.
But that's in your blood, huh? You've been doing that since you were a kid, or?
Yeah. Since I was like 5-6 years old. So the interest was too strong to not start over.
So why did you start?
I think I got my interest from my dad. He was really interested in ice hockey, and my brother was playing as well, and then I just kept doing it, having this dream of reaching NHL. But now it's more the big priority right now is about video creation instead.
Right.
And that's what we're going to talk about today: video creation and building a business around it, and how to get started, and a lot of things. But just first of all, for the people that don't know you, do you want to give a little introduction of who you are and what you do?
You actually said it best yourself, but keeping it short, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm working as a content creator. That's my weapon of choice right now. So I'm a filmmaker and a photographer, mainly because of the interest of what's going on in the internet. And that kind of changes that been really making big difference in the world right now. So just to understand the internet, I found myself finding my way of surviving in that environment. And content creating has been really nice because I always been a creative person. I always been wanting to do creative stuff. I'm not saying I'm the best of it, but I love doing it. This is something I live for. As a little kid, I always wanted to do creative things. I have a creative space where I could be just free. So and that's still my goal, to be honest.
Yeah, right. I can really agree on that. Just that creativity within video and all the possibilities. But I know you have done a lot of other things before you started with video. So
for sure.
How did you do that transition, and how did you actually get started with creating videos?
So when I was a little kid and growing up, I was always feeling like I wasn't really fitting in, so in any type of group, or I just didn't feel that I could relate to any other people's more. So I felt very comfortable when I started thinking about doing something on my own, like having an own business. And it got easily going for me. I could easily understand what was going on, like what I needed to do. I started with an entertainment company. I had several artists that I put on stage. After that, I went easily over to have a clothing store called Recognize. I had it for 5 years. I learned a lot from there, and always in the transition of starting a new company, I was learning a total new thing about making business. So when I started with the entertainment company, I didn't know that you need to tax, like accounting. I didn't know shit. And then I moved to having my clothing store. I had made a couple of degrees in school about business, about accounting. So I learned a lot about that. Then we had a recession 2008, where I learned, okay, you need to save money, you need to understand your market, blah blah blah. So after the store, I started an event company. After the event company, he moved to this social media type of company that we are now. But for every time, I learned a lot more about business. I learned about how my type of entrepreneurship is. It's so different depending on what type of style or what type of things or goals you have. And I realized now, being 43 years old, as an adult, I realized, okay, what level of entrepreneurship I'm on. And for me, it's not the riches, it's not the cars and the houses. And for me, it's more that freedom of creativity. So he went back to when I was a little kid, wanted to be free. And that's where I feel most comfortable. I just find ways of trying to stay floating with that idea of, I don't need to be a big company. I don't need to be this little freelance type of guy. I'm in between, networking, always keeping me active, and doing whatever I want. So I have my hours that I could do whatever I want, and the hours I need to do, but it's related to the things I like. So filming and taking photos, it is what I like right now. So
right. And when did
the change? Yeah. So the changes has happened of curiosity. No, I was curious about having a clothing store. I didn't know nothing about clothing stores. So I said to myself, yeah, so that's what I want. And I did it. And I wanted to understand event company, because I was playing with my little kid, And I said we had such fun with Lego. So I said let me do a Lego event, and I made that possible. So we got Lego as our client for several years, and then I got interested in social media. I didn't know nothing about taking photos and such, and I said, well, let me learn about taking photos. And to be honest, the way I started, I didn't start with a camera. I didn't buy anything. I started with my phone, and it's a lot thanks to Gary Vaynerchuk, which connects both of us. We both understand the way he told the story about this internet, the possibilities to enter the internet, and the way he, as a personality, was being a part of this entrepreneurship. A lot of us could relate to that, and because it made sense to make this content and why it was so important in an entrepreneurial type of perspective. At the same time, carry that creativity with me to be able to be creative. So
yeah, it's a great mix of both the creative part in what you're doing, but also how to run your business and how to charge for the stuff you do and find clients and how to scale your company and all of that stuff. So
and you sometimes you need to understand the limit of where you're at, because you could be a very creative person, but you have this artistic type of sensitivity, and then you need to understand that maybe you're not the person that will run a big company, because being that sensitive is not allowed in a big company type of role. But being a big company role type of guy, he needs to understand that he cannot be too sensitive either, because he will have a heart attack for the 10 decisions where he has to fire people, he has to solve argument with two people in the organization and whatever, And so me approaching when I approach my ideas in a company type of way, I'm willing to take it as far as my creativity is allowing it to. I can build a big company. I have the ability to build a big company for a long time ago, but I didn't allow it because I don't wanna lose that freedom of just go out on the streets and spend the whole day not care about nothing.
Yeah.
Just enjoying environment,
Yeah.
Nobody can do that. If you're a big company owner, you can't do that.
Yeah.
That's just true.
That's something I can really relate to. I think for me, the one of the big benefits with being a freelancer and having your own company is just that flexibility. And I feel like if you want to have a company to build with employees and an office and everything, then it's kind of more stationary and it's more work with the employees than it is actual creative work with video filming and editing.
For sure. Last year, before the corona and the whole thing happened, I was actually planning on, let's move it to the next level. Let's do that step, because I haven't really pushed myself that far. But I said, let's see what happens. So we had planted in 5 or 6 guys. I even started talking to you, like, oh, it might be some more business going on. Are you interested and stuff like that? And so I was planning this type of team that's gonna be the organization. And it was like you said, I ended up just taking care of arguments, taking care of just the pure business type side of it, and not really spending any time filming. So a lot of other people were filming and doing their stuff, even though not every job was all fun and and such, but still, I was ending myself up repositioning myself in a pocket where it's just me handling the organization, exactly like you said. And it was okay. I mean, it wasn't that hard to understand what kind of beast I'm working with, but it was taking up all the hours. So thank God for the Corona coming up, and just making me rethink a little bit. And let's see what happens. But right now, it feels more like just growing back to the idea of keeping myself free. And because I mean, I'm 43 years old. I'm not planning to be the richest guy in the world. I'm just happy with the small things and a little bit more, but it's not. Not. I don't need more. Like I seen it all, and it's okay.
And you talked about that you have kind of followed your interest and your curiosity and trying to create a path around that. And what would you say to other people that want to get started with content creation? And you were mentioning like self-awareness. Do you want to be your own, or do you want to build a big company? Is there some other, like, questions that people should ask themselves on, like, to know what path to go, kind of?
Yeah, so I get this question a lot. I bet you get the question a lot too. The young cats that's coming into the market. Some of the natural thing they need to understand is that they're now part of a network. They're gonna need to do a lot more jobs than getting paid. Like the focus needs to be get things done, and a lot. Like do film every day. So and for starters, maybe do a lot of, like, one of the things that I started with, and I didn't need to do it for free, but I did it for free just to have the ability to have a broad just so I could show my whole range of power. Like, what can I do? You don't have to pay as long as you let me take care of your accounts. Agreed on that. It was a little amount of money every month, like almost nothing. And 2,000 crowns per month. What is that in
2,000 crowns? Yeah, $200. Let's see if you're still there, because now your screen is frozen. So a little unexpected break here in the middle of the live. Trying to get connected again. If you have any questions, please drop them in the chat and we'll pick it up during the live. Going to see what happened here. Looks like the video is freezed. So yeah, trying to understand what happened. There's always something new with these live episodes, but that's kind of the charm with it also. You never know for sure. So what if I relink the connection to the call? Doesn't work. All right, you just have to stay with me here for 1 second, and I will try to fix that while I'm still talking to you guys. So yeah, Svea gave me a good tip in the chat just now. While I'm trying to fix it, I can talk about my amazing background that she set up. Just got the gear home yesterday, I think it was. And so yeah, background up, softbox there. We have a reflector. A lot of updates. Always trying to update these live streams. Kind of ironic that as I'm doing the updates on the live stream and making them better and better, the audio is still failing on me. or the connection or something. So let's see. I'm just going to see if we can maybe hang up the call and do a new one. So I'm trying that right now. Looks like Skype is frozen. Skype is the program that I'm using for this live stream to take in a second camera. I'm trying to quit Skype right now. I'm thinking of changing the software. The reason why I have Skype is that it's the only software that that I know how to get the video into OBS, which is the software where I'm doing the live stream from. But yeah, the bad parts about Skype is the connection, and sometimes the frames are changing size, and sometimes you lose the connection. So we'll try again now. And to call one more time. Hopefully it works. Okay, Skype is restarted. Trying again. Thank you for being patient, all of you.
Yes.
All right. Now I think
are we back?
Back in the game. Just trying to get the video into the frame again. And there we go, I think. All right. Here we go. Always something happening.
Happening. And it's very tough when you have the clients next to you and they have their little audience going on, and it's like, what's going on? Is it always some goddamn?
Yeah.
It's HSB, the what you call the and the first live stream that we did with them, that was like that feeling, disconnections, and you know, and the CEO is there, like, looking at us, you know, and we are sweating, and you know, we're trying to fix whatever needs to be fixed, and big headache, but also lucrative business. Like, if you understand that live stream situation, there's a lot of clients. That will be one of my recommendations for the young cats. Learn live, get comfortable with it, and don't sweat like you don't sweat. I can see that you've gone through all of this several times.
Yeah.
You just kept talking, relaxed.
I'm used to it now.
No, and it's gonna be okay. Like, it's gonna pop up again.
Yeah.
So, I don't remember what we talked about.
I think we were talking about just people starting out, and some things to consider and questions to ask yourself.
So I mean the first thing, that if you want to get things going, you need to just do a lot of jobs, and the easiest way is to do it for free. I did a lot of jobs for free, just to get that bank of understanding what kind of monster are you working with, like what happens if it doesn't work, what happens when it works, and stuff like that, and to understand, okay, what kind of want to put into this, like how much I'm charged for it. A lot of times that a lot of your cats, they're not that active on social media like you would think that they are. There's anything that they could do that is a changer for them on the social media, because the older people they don't understand. And even though they understand, they cannot vibe with it. In like the comments of using all the tools, you know, and the younger guys are more comfortable with, because I'm not doing it. So not being active really active, like you don't need to be on every type of platform. Just pick one of those platforms you really like and just go for it. That's one of the things that I want a lot of space, is because I already came with a big network. I already had my 500 guys that I need to know. But me recognize for two things. This guy never stopped. So I need to talk to him because there's something going on. Like, that's the guy you want to talk to. You don't want to talk to a great film 10 years ago. And it was like, it's too long. It's too far away from what is reality today. You know, this. I mean, when I went to business, every 5 years you need to change your company totally. Like, rethink your company on what is
right.
You know, just to understand where the hell am I? It's a new tool. It's a new equipment. It's a new, goddamn, Corona just came, you know.
Yeah.
So to keep up, yes, mentality of working all the time. So that will be my third thing, that you need to work and put every hour on it. You can't be like, oh, so I have this half-time job, and then I do this, and then I have my girlfriend or my boyfriend and whatnot, and then I put 1 hour on content creating. No, it doesn't work like that. 4-hour everyday thing. Get into it. Just if you do it properly, you will get the jobs, because there's so much request out there. Your simplest restaurant selling kebab to the big company live streams. So that would be my third tip. The tip will be, don't start doing the company thing too early. Make sure you start getting money first. A little bit of money coming, like, okay, I got like a retainer client, like a client that you get regularly. Then you start thinking, okay, I can move it into a thing. And be to understand what kind of, or like, are you that big company guy, or are you the more creative type of guy? So and that's totally different type of mentalities, and both takes a lot of hours to put in. Like, if you want to be the creative guy, you normally lean on YouTube and or maybe just doing simple. Then you do your mini documentary, your own type of goals that you have. Maybe you want to be that Netflix type of happening on your, just saying all those things, and a lot of risks to get it happening at the same time as being the bigger company type of role. I would say a company is much easier than being totally creative sometimes.
In what way?
In the way that you have 1,000 guys protecting your back. but being alone is a very deceiving game. Like, I hate thinking. I don't want to think too much because I know I'll be thinking alone, and that's not a good thing. Thinking alone, you don't have nobody telling you, but hey, dude, this is not. So sometimes I want my work when I have my kids around or my wife is around, because it always reminds me, like, I look at, oh shit, I need to work. I need to get things done. But if I'm totally alone, nothing is happening.
Right. Yeah.
So, but having a team, there's gonna be guys. You're gonna be focusing on what you are expert of, and it's a different dynamic that keeps you going. So I'm in between. I would say. I would like to figure out a way of handling an organization. Doesn't need to be big, and at the same time allowing me to be that guy that could be creative. So maybe that's the role I could be down, like allowing somebody else to be some kind of role, more of the scientific, like, researching type of part of the company that is always finding new ways of trying stuff. Done. Out filming, blah 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 blah. So.
And I think like either way, what path you're going, it's really important with what you mentioned, just to be willing to adapt and to change, and willing to always develop the company. I think Gary Vaynerchuk had his like slogan, or what you call it, was marketing in the year that we live in, but then he realized that it was changing so fast, so now it's actually day trading attention instead. And it tells a little bit about how like adaptive you need to be, and actually see what's happening around you, and not like being stuck on one idea or one way to work. So I think that's something that's super important. And also like the networking part, like having having a network with just guys like you, and asking about feedback, or maybe helping each other with work and stuff like that, when you don't have like employees or anyone to like ask for feedback or anything. So
sure, 100%. When it comes to the changing part, sometimes I'm putting myself out with 100 crowns in my pocket, so making sure that my day is not taken for granted. So when I'm out, sure that I'm getting something done. I'm sometimes a little bit afraid of situation where it goes too good, too much, like too fast, yes, too smoothly, and I get like, okay, I don't comfortable situation, because as soon as I get comfortable, I'm allowing a lot of mistakes to happen. I'm missing out on opportunity, naturally, like it comes naturally to me. So I'd rather be like one step down, constantly kind of poor, fighting to be the underdog situation constantly, and I love that. I'd rather stay there, and that's my happy moment. Like a friend taking photos. I came back. I took care of my family. Then the next day, same thing, and small changes, but not in the situation side. I'm in a big house. I'm scared of that, because I know that
yeah, the higher up you are on the mountain, the more windy it is, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely more of a challenging, mind challenging situation. I know a lot of people like Gary and stuff like they got tons of money, but they never put themselves in a situation where they are relaxing. You know,
Yeah.
he knows he needs to be in the office because if he's not in the office, if he stays at home a couple extra days, then it's gonna be like,
Yeah.
maybe some other things that gonna drag you down. Like, yeah, so it's a challenge. But anyway, working with the big doing live streams, understanding live, that's the thing we're gonna dig in and understand. I'm working with myself a lot, understanding more of this camera with it. I've been learning enough to make the job done, but I think that I want to take a much bigger step and take the advantage of all the capacity that they just to be able to solve problems. Like a lot of times it's not about, oh, can you film? Yes, I can film, but I can solve problems too, and that's the value they also get really paid for.
Yeah.
That you're solving a lot of problems. So
I heard some explanation about like how to charge for a client and how to sell something, that it's not only about the time you put in or the effort you put in, but also it's about the feeling that you give the client by doing the service or listening to them or providing this video or this thing. Like at the end they want to buy a service because they want to get somewhere, because they want to have a certain feeling when they get somewhere. Like if you're putting up something on the wall, it's not just the hole that you want in the wall. You want the feeling of having the frame up on the wall and how the room looks when it's up there. So like looking more longer ahead than just like the little work that you do.
I totally agree, and that would be a point for the kids that are getting a job. Really, it's a filming job, but it's not that job that they are looking for. They look a little bit sad, you know. They look a little bit like, oh man, I need to do this job. It's boring. I do whatever the job is, and I try to remind them when I meet them that you need to understand that every opportunity where you're doing something, it's an opportunity of somebody having a feeling for you, understanding that you are either saving them or doing something good for them, or you are just an annoying person. And if they are negatively reacting to you, they're going to talk to 10 other people in their business or their market or whatever, and that's going to be just another step for you to take. It's going to be longer to reach that goal that you want. So every job that I've done, I always enter happily. We're doing something fun together. We're enjoying our time together. We're doing the thing. We're solving problems. You show that the client feels good. And I know even though the job maybe not was a 100% creative feeling, but for the client, it was enough good so they can talk a lot of things with their friends and stuff. And it's been growing my company in that way too. So they get the right feeling through social media, that okay, this guy is always on top of his game. He's always doing something. And when I'm doing something, they're feeling like, okay, he's doing his work. He's not lazy. He's always on time. He's always ready to push it forward, and he's coming with own creative ideas. So I just can't be that guy that somebody says no to. Like that, then you're stupid.
Yeah.
You're not having a good company. Like you need to say yes to this type of guys. Like there's just gonna be enough amount of this type of guys coming around your corner. So you better say yes. Yeah. It's like somebody's fixing your car. Okay. Most of the time, you're afraid of this guy is going to charge you a couple of thousands more than the actual work. So you're always stressed. But when you connect with a guy that's fixing your car, and he's very honest about it, it's like, bro, I'm gonna fix your car. It's gonna cost exactly 500 crowns, not more. The other guy's charging you 4,000 or something like that. You always go to that guy. That's gonna be one that's winning the lotto. So it's the same thing here. They're gonna feel that when Issar is around, we need him. Like if we don't have him, then we have done it always. And I think a lot of people need to think themselves as oersättlig. What's the English word for that?
Unreplaceable, maybe.
Unreplaceable. And to be unreplaceable needs to be those type of virtues where you are that guy that always ready to do the hardest, toughest part of the job, and always ready to work. And so I have found some of those guys in my team, and I'm very careful taking care of them. If I move it to that level of or have an organization, that's gonna be one of the guys in the team. So.
And I think what you're like touching on a little bit also is like in the beginning, maybe you are doing a lot of stuff and you're like saying yes to a lot of work, but as you grow as a creator, I think it's also important to like show your expertise and give suggestions to the client, because when they hire you for something, they're coming to you because you're the expert. So what they want to get from you is basically just a suggestion. You can still accept it, or you can suggest something else. Like, I think if we do it this way, it could be even better. Or have you thought about doing this and this? Because it might be something that you know that the client doesn't know. So you can, like, that's both a way to help the client and improve the video or what you're going to do for them, but also it's a chance to like build a relationship. And I think it builds on the reputation or the personal brand or whatever you want to call it. Just this is the guy that actually cares about what he is doing. He's not just saying yes, doing just what he needs to do and then go away. He really cares about the end result. So
first of all, if you are already feeling that in a meeting with a client that this is not going to end well, like you're having a bad feeling, like for most of the time it's going to be like the client doesn't understand the effort you're doing, like, doesn't understand the amount of hours that it takes to actually do the film, and you just feel like this is going to be a headache, then you should say no right away. Like, I'm sorry, but according to my business plan and how I work, this is the time frame, this is the thing I need to put in, and I already feel that we're not suitable for each other. Like, but if you have agreed with a client, like, okay, we're gonna do business, we're gonna be friends, then you need to be friend. You need to be 100% there. You can't be half-ass on it. This is already gonna feel deceiving. Like, man, I thought we were gonna be friends. You just do shitty things around me, and what is this? So it's extremely important that if you're already saying yes, then it's gonna be 100% yes. You have got into a marriage. Keep it, keep yourself together.
That's a good way of describing it.
Yeah, and that's when you put in all this value into it. Like, you take care of it, you make sure that the person has everything that he needs, and even add more, because you have decided that this client might be the guy or the company or the person that you're gonna work for several years. That's one of the things that a lot of times it starts with a little thing that somebody needed to adjust, and then they call you in 1 year later, like Issa, we need you on 4 more jobs, and we really like the thing you did last year. It felt really good. My boss was happy, or the owner was happy, and stuff like that. And now you got them on a train where it's gonna last for 2 more years of jobs. A lot of my jobs is coming from past relationships that I've been taking care of. So when I had my entertainment company, I have a lot of artists that I take care of. And that was like 100 type of people that some way and somehow I was connected to. And when I started my clothing company, I already had 100 people that was satisfied with me. So it was easily to reach out to them and tell them, like, listen, I got a streetwear store selling clothes that might suit you guys. So my store got up and running really quickly, and so on and so on. The 5 years in my clothing store, I was making relationship with people that I thought, like, if let's say you went into the store and I thought that you good vibe from you, and I sense that you're gonna be one of the guys that are gonna grow up to do something. I'm gonna value that relationship. I'm gonna give you a discount, even though I might lose a nickel or a dime on that T-shirt. It will be a relationship that 5 years later you might be opening my second store, thanks to the efforts or the connection we had together. So all that has lined up. So a lot of people ask, how do you get all these jobs all the time? I just been taking care of relationships since I was a little kid. If you're good with people, people are gonna be good back.
Yeah.
It's that easy.
Yeah.
And as a proof of it, I have a cat that I went to school in high school in Ronnaskolan, one of the toughest high schools in Sweden, and he was a gangster. Like he was. I never thought that he would be something like, but we took care of each other. We were friends, and we had our each other's backs. And today he called me, like, I have this big company going on. I make 70 million Swedish crowns on selling vegetables, like, and I need films. I know that you've been doing films. So it took, what is that, like 30 years, and now I'm making money out of him today. And so when people ask, like, oh, do you make sales? But I don't make sales. I make no sales. I just take care of relationships. Take care of your relationships, because especially Sweden and Stockholm City, for sure, it's too little of a town.
Yeah.
I don't even want to say it's the city. It's a little town. You and I could go around this town and spend and meet maybe 20 people, and that will be enough to. And if you and I have a good business, it will be enough to get our things going. Because those 20 people know 20 other people, and then we covered most of the guys. There's not that many CEOs and marketing people. There's not that many. There's just a little clique of maybe top 1,000 guys. Maybe. I don't even believe it's 1,000, maybe 500. I know a guy that he told me, like, yo, I just bought my friend's phone for 500 connections, 500 people. And that's how I started my business. Now he's employing 16 people to his company. It's an agency. It's an ad agency focusing on digital content creating. So out of those 500 connections, he called most of them or emailed them or whatever, and he got some of them working with him. Of course, he had his reputation, but still, it says a lot about Stockholm. And if you just keep taking care of your little relationship, and social media is a thankful way of doing it. Because there used to be the way of, you needed to be out, you need to be on the special invitation type of situation, in those special rooms where you talk to people and you're connected with this and that. Now you just connect through Instagram and Facebook. And I've been talking to guys that it would have been almost impossible to reach out to them, but through Facebook we just connect directly. They see what I'm doing, they know what they are coming from, and they understand each other directly. He's serious. We can talk. We have 10 mutual friends or whatever.
Yeah, I think just combining the relationship part, I think that's really key, and also like the digital possibilities and that's kind of what social media is, like being able to reach out to basically anyone in the world, connecting to them, finding like growing your network, finding friends, finding clients, like, and
you have already done that. Check,
Mm.
list up all the friends you have live chats with.
Mm.
A lot of those people, normally you wouldn't even have the possibility to reach out to them. To social media, and I know now for the fact that I've seen the presentation, how you connected with me, how you showed me, okay, are you ready for this call? Blah blah blah. This is the way we're gonna do it. It was so professionally done. So I felt like, okay, this is something that I need to respect. Like, this is something seriously done. I felt a good vibe to it, and I think a lot of other people, regardless what position they are, they will feel the same. Like, okay, this guy is doing his thing and is good.
Yeah, I appreciate that, and it's also kind of connected to like the business aspect of it, that the first live episode was just like hit record and send live, and then kind of started there and then added a little bit every time I did a new live to trying to slowly grow it. And I think that's something as a content creator as well, like both the amount of gear you have, like how much you spend on it, and what type of work you're doing. Maybe in the beginning you have really simple gear, you're doing like work you don't really like, but you putting in the effort and you're trying to make the best possible result out of that situation, and then just slowly stepping up, slowly growing over time. That's something I feel really inspired by when like trying to freelance and grow a business, to actually see the growth over time. I think a lot of people may be trying to or they're maybe perfectionist and they're trying to get it perfect from the start, but I think you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot by doing that. And there was like I don't know if I remember this exactly word by word, but there was some study that they did on like two different groups that were going to do create a product. And the first group, they said to that group, just create the best product you can get, that you can do. And to the other group, they say, create as many of these products as you can. And they had the same amount of time to do it. And the group that got instructed to create the most amount, they actually ended up doing the better product at the end, because they were just it was just trial and error, and there was improving over time and making it better and better and better, compared to the other group trying to make it perfect from the start.
Yeah, I mean, it's like martial arts. Most of the time, it's just about and there was a guy. They asked the UFC fighter, like, how come you are so quick reacting to all this the combat when he was about to hit you and you just ducked that and you quickly hit him back, and thinking about planning to do that. It was just a pure repetition. I guess when that thing comes at me, I know what to do. And then most of the time, and it says a lot about just doing things every day. So I'm a really true believer of want something, you just do it every day, and because the world will fit into that situation that you're living in, and in that world you will find enough opportunities that will take you through that option to the next level, or to the thing that you want. Me carrying the camera all day every day puts me constantly on a situation where people like, is that guy, that camera guy, the guy that films, and it's just naturally connects me to a lot of film and camera photography jobs.
And that's something that I think is really inspiring with what you do, because as you have a lot of like client work that you're doing, you're also constantly publishing on your YouTube channel, and I see that I see like the creativity behind it, where you're going to a location to film something, but you're also like making a vlog episodes on the way to that location, or you're out shooting in the city, and then you're also having, I don't know if it's a GoPro that you have, so you're filming
Yeah,
while
so
you're shooting.
it's the Osmo Action.
Right.
I'm getting the GoPro Hero 9.
Ah, right, right.
It's coming in today,
Yeah,
actually.
so that's actually something I wanted to ask about also, the street photography videos that you're doing to your channel.
So that's a very interesting theme or thing that is going on. So I was watching this guy that was. If you hold on for a second. I don't want to miss the UPS guy. I don't know why they came by yesterday and they said that we was here 2:00, but bro, I was here 2:00. Why didn't you call me? So I don't know if it's a trick by UPS, like they just pretended outside their houses, or I don't know what happened. But anyway,
classic delivery problems.
Yeah, so street photography. The whole thing started with me watching a BMX guy driving around in South Central, and he had this GoPro. I was watching him for like 40 minutes. Like, how did just running around the streets for 40 minutes? And it made me think about this idea that maybe we have reached a level of content as some kind of meditative type of, like, going through, like, you walking with me, feeling as you walking with me, and we experiencing something together. And that was just very interesting for me. So it connected easily to, I was about to take photos. I was taking photos because I some break from all the jobs. It was very hectic with the jobs, and I was feeling like I need creative rest. So I did the photography, just adding some creativity into my life. It was just too many jobs. So the combination of the point of view type of feeling, where the reality is displayed all the time for minutes or hours, and at the same time taking photos, so you can watch me take photos of me, and it just felt like very interesting to be a thing. And it still feels like a new thing, like it's not out there yet. Like I've seen a lot of famous YouTubers that are doing it, and they get on tons of views, like have like an hour episode of them just walking around the streets taking photos. But still, it's a very niched type of thing. It's gonna grow to be because it relates to all these things that we have issues. The first thing being that, is this real? I don't want to see any fake things going on. And I don't want to experience that you're trying to sell me anything. The more, and the reason why I'm not watching Peter McKinnon and stuff like that anymore is because every time I put that dude on my YouTube, he's gonna sell me a GoPro, or you're gonna sell me a camera, you're gonna sell me a headphone. Bro, are you ever gonna do anything creative as doing you? Because that's why we watched you from the start. It was not watching you because you want to try to sell me stuff. That was not the reason. The reason was we the audience was pretending that we are friends, and we are just connecting with each other for a moment. He's doing things that we love to do, and let's do something, either learning or whatever. So the point of view, POV street photography, is feel a new way of working with content. Interesting. I haven't find it a suitable way to make money out of it, because I know I will find something. I done a photo exhibition thanks to that, and I got paid for. But how do this make money? It is a very. I'm suddenly in Karla Plan, walking to them, taking photos, but I'm not taking photos like, I'm taking photos of buildings. I'm taking photos of your face in front of you. Oh shit, what's gonna happen? So that's a new segment of that usually works with the like how to get popular on YouTube. It's like do an edgy thing that is like, oh, it's great, and it suddenly gets uncomfortable, or it suddenly gets like excited. Oh, he's gonna get smashed, or something's gonna happen. It's gonna be an argument, a conflict. All the basic instinct that reacts to it. Now I haven't ended up in a conflict at all. I don't know if it is because the way I look, it's just nothing has happened. But I know if I get into a conflict with somebody, that will be a very interesting. The views will go up. I got a job taking photos of Black Lives Matters. So that job, I was there for one hour, 1.5. I knew that there's gonna be tons of comments, and it was like an instant. I edit the whole thing because it's very easy to. That's a new thing. Doing content is a new way of thinking. Like you don't have to put so many hours on it. You video, on top of it you have the edited photos. It's some simple presets on Lightroom, so you don't overdo the editing. You can do that on Instagram later on, but anyway, when I put the Black Lives Matter video, it went to 1,000 within 2 days, and it was just a ton of comments and whatever. It got easily political, like. But what I've done is just document. I was there. There was people, some screaming, and he just made the whole thing so interesting. Like I could be in another situation. What happens when I'm at the event? What happens when I'm? And then I start finding other actors, like they were doing like they was just walking their streets, just walking. Think about me walking through Rinkeby hoods. It's very interesting. What is happening there? How does the people connect with each other? And me being me, I know a lot of people, so it's easy to connect with somebody. Hey, how you doing, man? Okay, what's going on? Blah blah blah. And then, so I don't know, the combination of everything. That's the most important part.
And I think it's super real also. And it's a good contrast to everything that is like produced and scripted. It's just like, this is documenting, this is what's happening right now. And it's also kind of behind the scenes of what you're doing. Like, this is how you ended up at this place taking this photo. So you both get the photo, but also like the video behind it.
There's a lot of values, or like you get a lot of value of this content. Now it's still I mean, it might be around 200 views or something like that. It's not a lot, but I still think it made a change on my YouTube channel. It really made a change, and I've seen more comments and more people connecting with me, which is a thing I really want to be able to do. I want to kind of grow into some sort of a community where we're talking about this thing, about being creative, about taking photos, filming. The only issue is that it feels like I left video making on the side. But when it's not true. I mean, I still love video making, and I'm finding ways of how to implement video making in this type of process. Maybe I will do video make at the same time taking photos. I don't know. I have different ideas, and I also have ideas on maybe taking this, like maybe we do this as we walk around on the streets and we talk. I'll have a talk with like Alexander Bard. I've been reaching out for him, and I said like, let's talk, and he said, yeah, for sure, let's do it.
Cool.
But it's been when I had this when I did those mini documentaries for a long time ago. At that time, I was reaching out for him, but I know that he will be interested. So a lot of other guys similar that feels like maybe I should just take a walk with them and talk about what they're doing. So there's a lot of ideas coming out of that, and we'll see what happens. But my entrepreneurial side is being very careful. Like, good, but make sure you make money. Find a way. And there is thanks to TikTok, there is companies been reaching out, being like, oh, you get a free product, try it out, do a review, blah blah. You get down there, like this last time there was a company that wanted to give me £40 for your beat coming artists on my videos. Then I get £40. And so there's small things happening. It's very. I'm laughing through all because I feel like I'm glad that I'm not 16 and having this experience. I'm glad that I'm 43. I can see through the bullshit. I can see through the organization. Like, I know what you're doing. I respect the hustle, but I'm not like bleeding. I'm not like feeling like, oh, this is my life opportunity. So I'm taking that seriously. But it's interesting to just see how.
And that's a lot from your street photography content, right? On the TikTok growth that you have, because you have over, what is it, 30,000 followers, I think.
Yeah, it's a crazy amount. And it came when Gary was pushing it a lot, like, hey, get into TikTok. And I guess I had some friends, that Icelandic guy, a good friend of mine, that he was like, bro, you need to get on TikTok because with that street photography thing, it could be interesting. So I did that, and like on an instant, it went. This clip, it was really given the attention, so that there was not that many of my kind on that platform. So I already understand opening up opportunity to do a lot of things, and it was when I put up one or two clips where it got like photos and stuff like that. It got really crazy, and that's a whole nother beast to work with. Like, I understand. I have tasted the influence life for a little bit, and it's a hellhole of a life. Oh my God. Like, first of all, you reach out to so many people, it's bound to happen that a percentage is hating you for any reason. Like, you don't, it has nothing to do with color or whatever to do with me. Just hating, just hating on the comments field. They're dropping all kinds of shit, and they're hating each other, and you'll be like, it's like a disturbed, sick life, like, what's going on here? Like, bro, I just put up a picture, and this like tears on each other, talking about racism. Like, the guy is white. What the hell? So it's really funny, and people recognize me on the streets, like saying hello. Hey, you that guy that taking photos, blah blah blah. So it's totally different. Hopefully, once again, my entrepreneurial side is telling me like it's all good and good, but you need to really figure out a way of things gonna come, uh, and maybe it will a year or 2 years. We see what happens. I'm always thinking like, okay, what am I doing? How presenting myself? A lot of street photography is really gutsy, like dairy type of style, and offend people.
Yeah.
And you don't want to. Still, the market is very little, so you don't want to offend the wrong people.
Yeah.
So they'll be thinking, oh, that's that guy with the camera. I mean, this thing is not little. You know, it's not that. It's not the typical street photographer with this little, taking photo like this. He's coming with a huge camera, but I'm very polite. I'm very happy, and people connect with me. I talk to people out there, so it's still been good. But I'm always thinking, okay, the success on TikTok, what can I do with that? It has brought a lot of value in regards of spreading what connecting with YouTube. They're connecting. My growth on Instagram has been thanks to TikTok, and of course a lot of things that I rechanged on Instagram, but still, because I have photos to put it up there all the time, like every day. And it tells me about. I met a photographer yesterday on a job, a really good photographer. Like he's really good, a young cat. And I said, "But what's your Instagram?" And he said, "Oh, I haven't been on Instagram for like 2 or 3 years." Like what? What? When I checked the photos, it was like amazing photos.
Yeah.
Like, bro, you need to be out there, do something, Zan. And he's getting a lot of jobs, so he's good. He's not on that level where he's just about to get into the market. Like he's already in the market, accepted in the network. And I said, like, no, you need to understand social media and just be active, because even though this agency might like you right now, they might change, or this client might change their opinion. They might, or they're like, for me, I had a big client, but they were in the process of changing everything in the system. They're getting rid of all the agencies, just to renew themselves. That's part of their plan. So it was just about time for me to leave the client, like, and I've been with the client for like 10 years, 12 years. And I've seen it a lot when companies are, when you just rely on one client. I saw this guy. He had Telia as a client, and he had like a 5 million contract on them. And he was happy, like. And I said to him, bro, you need to have at least 10 more. Like, you can't just have Telia. Like, even though 5 million is a lot of money, but when that Telia guy changes his job and there's a new guy that comes in, nobody. You'll be like, who are you? You think you're gonna have 5 millions? My friend's gonna have 5 millions. You're not having shit. That's the type of change I've seen.
Yeah, there is a certain type of stability that you need to build up to make sure that you actually have money coming in the next month and the next month. And if something happens also, what will you do?
Corona happened. I was cool. I had saved money. The company had saved money. I had enough clients so I could lose clients and was still safe. And that was the learning of past bankruptcy and deaths. So it's not like, I was a smart guy all the time. Like I've done my mistakes. In fact, so those mistakes, I'm not doing it again. So.
And that's how you're growing also.
Yeah,
and getting that experience.
For sure, 100%, and it's just understanding those mistakes and try to find the virtue out of it. Like, what did I learn? Like, how can I take my next step? And so for example, when I went bankruptcy, like a 2 weeks period, I just rethought my situation, like where am I now, what can I do, and 2 weeks after that, I was head on to my new idea. Because I'm never gonna come back. I will never get employed by no one. Like that's not gonna ever happen. And I can see in your eyes that it will never happen for you either.
Yeah.
When you tasted the fruits, you never going back.
Yeah.
If you go back, then it's just yes. I mean, I can't explain it for the people that has gone back to a normal job, but it's just not happening. Like it's crazy. I'm the type of guy that I'm too old to change to a whole new like or better yet, when I was at an office, I was sitting there for 2 hours and just feeling the vibe of everybody working. I was starting sleeping.
Yeah.
And I said like, and the boss there woke me up, and I said to her like, "Oh man, I never been at an office like this. Like this is like, I don't know how you guys manage. How can you sit here like so many hours?" And she just started laughing like, "But we're different. Like we do office things. You do your thing. You do film. You just adapt. You learn." But I said never ever will I sit on an office for 8 hours and listen to arguments and beef and somebody trying to stab you and the boss is telling you that you need to do this and that. It's not happening.
Yeah, it goes back to the self-awareness thing again. Like what kind of person are you? What suits you to be an employee and have the like stability, and you're having your 6 days and your vacation and stuff. But
I respect that. If you can do that, I respect that because I can't do that. And that's it takes a lot of patience to be able to handle that, I think.
And also you have these like kind of a team spirit with your employees, and you can help each other, and that's, I think, probably the biggest thing that I can miss sometimes as a freelancer. Just that, like, to be in that team and do stuff together.
Yeah, I understand that. A lot of times I realized I'm alone. It's just me, and because the lifestyle we have chosen is very unique. When everybody's going back to their work, you're still out there doing stuff, or you may choose to not do anything at that moment. But a lot of other people are just stressed out and they need to take their lunches or whatever. You're just walking there and enjoying some sun, so it's totally different. Totally different. But you're alone, but you're not doing with anybody else. Sometimes it's I don't know. Thank God I meet a lot of people, so I have a lot of opportunity to talk and get something out of my body, like in a way of just having a chat. But it might be harder for those that don't have anyone, like just sitting. I don't know.
Yeah.
I know some guys that are editing 24 hours per day. They're just doing heavy editing on ad commercials, and they spend like hours on that tomato, making it red, perfectly red. But I know you've been there in that studio for like at least 16 hours. You haven't gone home yet. That's tough, but it's, I mean, it's never gonna be that perfect situation. So you just have to have the sour and the sweets.
Yeah, that's the thing with the self-discipline part. Also, it's not only having the self-discipline to do the work, but also having the self-discipline to take breaks and stop.
For sure.
Because it's a long game, and it's not just a project that you do for a couple of months. If you want to live being a freelancer, you need to care about your health as well. Like you mentioned in the beginning, keep practicing being in shape, and also taking care of your clients, taking care of your family and your body, your mental health and everything. So
I think it's a little bit deceiving to sometimes you might feel like you're not doing anything, but in reality you have maybe some arguments with your wife, or you have a situation with your kids. If you're not having kids, then you might have a problem with your car. At the same time, you are constantly thinking about your business, and it's going 24-hour. Like that's one of the things you need to just adapt to. If you have your own business or you're freelance, it's going on in your head constantly. You don't even have to say like, okay, today I'm gonna start thinking about my business. No, it's going on.
Yeah,
it's been going on the whole night. So that and so a lot of things going on at the same time. So it's exactly when people are like, oh, why are you fat? Well, you're fat because maybe you're having issues. Maybe you're depressed. You didn't sleep well, or blah blah blah, and this and that. It's simple things that needs to constantly be adjusted, and hopefully you don't end up going too sour. And hopefully you manage to figure them out. But you need to also understand that you're human, and there's gonna be days that's gonna be very like I'm doing shit, and there's gonna be days you'll be like you're on point. You're just doing a lot. And I realized as long as I've been doing my thing is that some things needs to be hardcore routine. Things that you don't even think about. It's just happening. You don't put any discussion to it. Like sometimes my wife gonna be like, oh, why you need to be up late doing this and that? Because today you don't have to edit anything. Like you're actually free. And I tell her like, listen, it's not about if I'm having a job or not having a job. It's my routine. It's part of my routine, because it's gonna come that day when I have 1,000 jobs, but I'm well trained to that. And it brings back thoughts about. Now I don't want to get political or anything, but like the police. Some guy talked about the police not being prepared to handle a couple of situations where they panic and they kill somebody. And it's because the guy haven't trained enough. If you don't have the training hours, then you're gonna panic. But if you were professional, nobody gets killed. When I work for a lot of malls, some of the guys that work as guards there, they are professionals there, that they know how to handle any type of situation. And guess what? None of them are in a type of situation where they use violence. The professional ones, the amateurs, they're always in a violent situation. They're screaming, they're dragging somebody, and the professional just talk to the guy. But I know you have a knife. I know how it is. I feel you, but we're gonna resolve it. You're gonna put down the knife, and then we're gonna go to the side and talk. And they end up doing that. So it's the same for me. A lot of things is just routine. I don't argue about it. I just do it. And there's also an amount of other things that I need to add to it. I'm working. I'm not perfect, so there's a lot of things I wish I could get my health going on much better. Have that as a routine. It's different.
And this reminds me of something that I heard last year when I was filming something for a flight company. I learned that like the pilots, they don't train to become the best pilots and fly the best, but it's more focused on like being prepared for all the different scenarios and situations that can occur, and how to solve them. Like it doesn't take that much. If you look at the whole education of becoming a pilot, it doesn't take that long to actually be able to fly a plane, but it takes so much longer to get the experience and know all of the things that you need to fix, and if this happens, how do you solve that problem? Because that's a lot of responsibility when you have a plane full of people, and if you don't know how to handle the situation, it could be it could be a big disaster. So
it's recorded. So you can't tell no fancy story about to get away with it, you know. Yeah, for sure. It reminds me of live stream for somehow that you gotta know your stuff. You gotta just and maybe that's why a lot of my friends that I'm talking to, like, oh, let's get into live stream. They'd be like, oh, I don't know, I'd rather just film. But yeah, I have a guy that he's with him and learn and see how we can handle because that's what he said. He said, like, it's not an issue about connecting cables and this and that. You might need to buy more expensive cables if you want it to last. It's just the goddamn problems coming up all the time. You know? from everything from your microphone to your videos, like. And he has had, or I've been part with one of his live streams where they have 4 or 5 guys switching from 4 or 5 guys holding cameras and switching, and it's like a TV station at the end. So it's a interesting new job that we're looking at. It's boring as hell. Let's be honest. It's boring as hell, but it's good business. That's one of the things. That's my entrepreneurial side is happy. Is you'd be like, yes, we are accurate in time. We are doing stuff that people to pay. So that's good. And that will be the reason why we. At the same time, hopefully, I can do something fun with live stream. Maybe I can take home a live stream situation and do something with whatever creativity I've got going on. Because I like all this. I watch Joe Rogan and stuff like that. I like the whole podcast type of theme and talking to people, especially when Joe Rogan goes on. He's so relaxed. It's just buddies talking, and we all learn a lot. Especially, I mean, Elon Musk smoked weed on his podcast. That says a lot on how people get relaxed on his shows. That type of level.
Speaking about being relaxed, trying to make a nice segue here, but I feel like the time is running by. We have so many things to talk about, and I know I have like half of my questions is still on the paper, but I think it's super interesting with just like the business part of content creation and everything around that. And we could probably talk for hours about this.
I mean, we dropped a lot of value anyway.
I hope so. I hope people found it valuable.
The thing is, you yourself is that you might say one thing like, bro, social media. One idea, one tip on what you can do to change your thing, and they don't do it. Like most of the people don't do it. Like I talked to a lot of people about TikTok. I told you, like, hey, go on TikTok, blah, blah, blah. You were already on TikTok, but anyway, I told a lot of good guys that had, bro, don't sit. Go on TikTok right now and put all your shit there. Nobody did nothing. They started following me. I followed back. Well, the 5-6 guys that did that, but they didn't put out even one clip. And then I came back to them like, listen, look at this. Now I got 30,000. You know, like you could have done anything. You could have done something with it. But, yeah, that's how it is. So, and I think on this pod we dropped like at least 20 valuable things.
I think so. I'm always trying to think how things can be like practical for the people watching, and how they can take something out of it and start thinking about it and doing it today. So, but I think we got some good things out of this. So before we wrap this up, there is 2 more questions I would like to ask.
Yes.
So the first one is, if you would give a shout out to anyone, who would that be and why?
Recently, I got a ton of friends, but recently I give a shout out to Smiadja Photo. You want Smiadja? His Instagram is Smiadja Photo. You the link.
Perfect.
Super nice dude. He's very street photography. If you like that type of style, then check him out. Shout out to Daniel Tobar, that's doing live stream. He's in the right moment where you need him, and we're doing a lot of nice things with him. I think he's a great dude. He's a 100% entrepreneur, real hustler. So he's a nice dude. And shout out to Alexander Bard. I love that dude. He's the one that I realized when listening to him. I realized that I should have read. He's so smart, and he makes you. It's not that you feel dumb, but you feel like, oh my god, if I ever want to get in a conversation, or I need to read before I speak. Do your research. So I love that guy. He's been accurate on a lot of. I don't say that everything he says is correct, but he's a smart dude. A big shout out to him. A big shout out to Gary Vaynerchuk. I haven't seen his latest uploads, but I know that he's doing some great things, and I just love that the whole movement that he's been doing is such an awesome thing, and it's been a very helpful support. It's been my back. As soon as when I started to change from an event company to social media, Gary Vaynerchuk has been through my whole process. Like, so it's been a way of rechecking myself. Okay, what am I doing wrong? Wake up, keep going. Really, and who else? Peter Lund, my colleague, and he takes care of everything that is boring. So big shout out to him for letting me not do the boring stuff, like accounting and stuff like that. And of course, shout out to my family, my wife, my kids that put up with all the dreamy way.
Yeah.
It's hard for them to explain, who am I? My dad is, he takes do some TikTok.
Yeah. You're always kind of a little bit of everything as an entrepreneur, I guess.
Yeah. And it is a problem for us to be successful on YouTube or whatever, because we will have to be niched. Not even Gary Vaynerchuk is niched. Like, his style is broad. He's doing whatever, Now he has managed to leverage himself to that level, so he can do whatever. But for us, you said I have uploaded 500 videos, but it's a variety of stuff, like from bad to good to the ugly, and all kinds of types of idea, from eating chili to droning. So just because that's how an entrepreneur brain works, we will never do one like a machine.
Yeah.
That will never happen. That's not natural for us. So.
Yeah.
So street photography is being like, okay, let me just keep doing that. Don't argue. Do that. If you want to do anything somewhere else, do a new channel, do that. You know. So I'm gonna try to keep it street photography. My mind tells me, oh, but then people will forget that you do videos. You know, what about videos? You can do a lot of this and that. You know? But yeah,
I guess it always goes in like in waves. Sometimes you focus more on one thing, and then sometimes on another thing.
Yeah, I mean, we live once, and hopefully we live doing what we want. You know? Who wanna live a whole life and realize that, oh, I did just a lot of shit that I don't like.
So coming to my last question, is there anything that the people watching or people can help you with? Are you searching for anything specific?
Right now? Yeah. Nothing. For a filmmaker, you should definitely reach out and say hello. Because you're coming in this fall, and there's a lot of live stream. I mean, if you're up for a live stream, then I think that's gonna open really good during this fall. And next year we got a lot of clients. But other than that, if you're a filmmaker, photographer, you just say hello. So it'll be nice to connect with people that understands similar type of things.
Yeah, totally. You will never know what that could lead to.
100%.
Yeah.
I always say getting even jobs from filmmakers, just becoming so.
Yeah. So I want to thank you for this live video. It was really nice talking to you and hearing some of your experience from everything you've done, growing your business and creating all of these videos, trying out a lot of different things, and also managing, taking care of the family at the same time. So yeah, big respect for that.
Yeah, that's a big hustle. Yep.
So yeah, we will definitely keep in touch, and
yes,
there will be things coming up moving forward. So I hope that
hopefully you hook me up when you get into Vayner Media.
Yeah, totally.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I will. So for everyone that's been watching, thank you for watching. I really appreciate that. Hope to see you guys in the next episode, and we're saying goodbye.